Welcome into a Halloween edition of TexAgs Rewind presented by Yeti. We've got Ethan Jones, our stats junkie, and we also have K Nasty at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Hello, K Nasty.
Hello, David.
It just is weird. Like, honestly, having a blonde wig with such a dark mustache. It's like if you went into a store like that, they would arrest you. It just doesn't look right.
So I am about to go to lunch in this outfit.
Where are you going to go? Don't.
I don't know where K eats. I mean, I am K, but I don't know where K Nasty eats.
Gotcha. Ethan, what stats do you have for us, buddy?
Okay, I have one discouraging, one encouraging.
All right.
Discouraging one from the South Carolina game. We had 105 rushing yards on 40 carries, which is 2.6 yards per carry. This has been a struggle over the last 3 games running the ball. We've averaged over the last 3 games 75.3 rushing yards and only 2.2 yards per carry. So we definitely need to improve the running game.
Okay.
Encouraging. We only had 2 penalties for 15 yards, and this is after having 11 penalties for 90 yards against Tennessee. And this is like a general trend of A&M being less and less careless penalty-wise as the season rolls on. Like, beginning of the season, we were averaging 9-8 penalties per game. And besides that one outlier of 11 penalty yards, we've gone like 6 penalties, 4 penalties, 2 penalties. So we're slowly becoming a more complete, less sloppy team.
Some stats for you there. All right, on the show today, Mike Huguenin, college football writer, joined us. He was good. Jamie McCoy, keeping it real as he always does. Same with Jordan Pugh, by the way. The real McCoy and keeping it real, I should say, with Jordan Pugh. And Neal McCready, an Ole Miss insider, and he said, yeah, David, you heard it right. Those were jabs coming from Lane Kiffin. Check it out on the Rewind.
I think Lane Kiffin has it out for almost everybody. I think he likes stirring things up. That's his personality. He's got a pretty solid team to back him up. But, yeah, Kiffin, for whatever reason, seems to revel in creating controversy in a way. He's unlike most college coaches in that regard who don't say anything interesting. I think Kiffin goes out of his way sometimes to spice things up.
How good are these Ole Miss Rebels, Mike?
I think their running game is quite good. I'm still not a huge believer in Jackson Dart. He has 14 TD passes, but 8 of those came in 2 games. He threw 4 against Mercer and 4 against LSU. And LSU's secondary might be Mercer's level. It's a team that needs to run the ball to win. Defensively, they are, I would argue, adequate to okay. Certainly not anything close to elite. Kiffin is a good offensive mind. He's a good play caller. His team does cool things offensively, but it's not a fully formed team. He doesn't care enough about recruiting to ever win the SEC. Let's put it that way.
Mike, to run the ball effectively, and I haven't watched enough of them this particular season, do they do what Tennessee does, spread you out, and, is that their formula, or are they just going to run it down your throats however they can?
No, they like to spread you out, and Dart is a willing runner. He's certainly not a great running quarterback, but he's effective because he's willing to run the ball. They do spread you out. They got 2 good backs. Judkins, who got off to a slow start, is really playing well now. Ulysses Bentley, the SMU transfer last year, didn't do much last year, but he has sort of emerged this year. And they have an offensive line that knows how to run block.
What did that do for your confidence level the rest of the way?
I can't say it did anything great or bad for it, because honestly, I felt like the way that we handled South Carolina is exactly what we were supposed to do. Granted, we didn't come out and start fast like I wanted us to, but we did everything that we were supposed to as far as winning the game, great offensive plays, great defensive plays, and then special teams not hurting us, so to speak. So it was good. I mean, the intro song you had with Ghostbusters was perfect for heading into this week, because that's what we got to do is get these demons off our back as far as not being able to win on the road, especially versus a ranked team. And just a quick little tidbit, I was watching some highlights from last year, and I forgot Kiffin came out there on the field talking to our players. If they don't remember that, I know Bryce Anderson in general, if they don't remember that and carry that and have some kind of bad blood going into this game, shout out to Taylor Swift, we're not ready.
Yeah. Why do you think it felt, at least in the first few minutes of the game, the first quarter, that like they didn't really work on anything during the bye week. Obviously, I know they did, but that was kind of like the feel like, wait. All these things that you were supposed to try to refine, fix, for the first 15 minutes of that game, I didn't see it.
I'm not positive what it could be. And it could be coming off of the bye, because sometimes a bye can help you out and you come out there and you're prepared. You got some new plays, some new wrinkles that you want to work on. And then sometimes that bye can be like, hey, we kind of forgot the flow of the game and how we're kind of supposed to fit and dive into this thing. I think we just didn't come out as aggressive as we needed to. I mean, defensively we did, but offensively I wanted to see us air it out and attack more. We eventually got to that, but I think it was more of a case of that, just not being as aggressive as we need to be.
You win, then you know what? Now you can believe that you can go to Baton Rouge and win. And now you can believe that you can finish 9-3, potentially 10-3. You lose, it is exactly where you've been. You are a 7-5 team in everybody's eyes, and yeah, it's better than 5-7, but that ain't cutting it.
Yes, this is the most important game by far. Okay. How do I want to preface this? South Carolina. The reason why I'm happy that we won, I'm glad that we got the win. I'm happy about that. The reason why I'm kind of lackluster about it is because we should have dominated them from the jump. We are the better football team, hands down. Okay. I just, I think that we just didn't perform to the best of our abilities as a team overall. And I think coming off of the bye week, that was the most disappointing thing. Now, going into the Ole Miss game, the Mississippi schools, for whatever reason, have always been a trap for us. Whether it's Ole Miss, whether it's Mississippi State, for whatever reason. Ever since we joined the SEC, they've been those trap games for us. I just think the perception of Jimbo right now, you look at, his record overall at the school, you see the way that the past couple of seasons have played out, but even that though this season has played out, this is, I think, I'll just say it, I think this is the biggest game that he has. Because it's gonna swing a lot of people's opinions on who he is as a coach, on what he does with this program. And then you talk about the momentum going forward for the rest of the season. You know that you got LSU looming at the end of the year. There's an opportunity, man, where you guys can finish out how you want to, that 9-3 record that we talked about, possible 10 with a bowl game. Man, I think this is the one that you got to get. This is the one that you have to make a statement on. I think he knows that. I think the players know that. And I think there's a little bit more pressure on Jimbo, just from a job standpoint leading into this game. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like this week. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive he is, because you know what Lane is going to do. Lane is out to win the football game, and by all means necessary, right?
And I take it as digs at Jimbo and at A&M in a Lane way. Well, others have responded to me that that's just Lane. That's just who he does against. But there was a little more in that one. You know the guy better. Tell us.
I was blown away yesterday sitting there. I was like, wow, this is just shade. Wasn't even trolling, because trolling is usually subtle. I thought this was direct. Now he was very complimentary of Texas A&M, and I agree with him, by the way. I've watched 6-7 A&M games this year. That is an elite roster, man. I mean, they are really talented. Lane doesn't have that level of high school talent on his roster. He doesn't have those guys. He's had a hard time getting those guys. So I think on one hand, he was complimenting what Texas A&M has done and putting that collection of talent together. And on the other hand, he was very clearly, repeatedly saying they should be better than they are. And he complimented Petrino, and in so doing, took shots at Jimbo, saying that they're even harder to play this year because schematically they're better. He said that 2 or 3 times. I mean, that is a shot at Jimbo. They don't like each other. I don't think Jimbo visited with Lane before the game last year in College Station on the field. I think Lane took offense to that. They've taken shots at each other about the Saban stuff. I just don't think the two men care for each other that much on a personal level, and it came out in yesterday's press conference at the same time while he was being very complimentary of the collection of talent that's at Texas A&M. Because, David, I mean, from the outside looking in, that is a really talented roster. I mean, they have some guys on defense that you're just like, whoa. Like the linebacker, I mean, that kid is special. And then they've guys got up front that are incredibly disruptive. I watched, A&M against Auburn. I watched A&M against Arkansas, where just defensive line alone disrupted that game in a way that Auburn and Arkansas, respectively, really had no chance.
Okay, Nasty, tell the people what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow TexAgs on all social medias and at KNagley on all social medias.
Does the extra hair like get in your face and kind of like itchy or no?
Yeah, it's very annoying, but I'm committed to the bit.
For how long?
The entire day.
Okay. How about
I actually
this?
have a hair in my mouth as I said that.
Until A&M wins on the road, can you do that bit?
No. I hope it's
Why
I hope
not?
it's only for a week, but I don't know if I can wear this for a week.
What if it's for a year?
That would not be good.
They're going to win then, right?
Yeah, they're going to win.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Luke. Or sorry, K Nasty, whatever your name is. We'll see you next time on The Rewind.